Hello guys and welcome to Friday night. Yes, that is right, it is Friday. How are we? This is the Eldar Racing Championship, and yes, it is the penultimate round as well as the penultimate races of the Subaru WRX Championship, brought to you by Chell Motorsport. And yes, it is the one and only, and of course it is the Legend Hoppers in the commentary box. How are we doing? Tonight sees us at Croatia for the penultimate round of the championship, and it is going to be very epic. It is going to be pretty close in the championship as things hot up towards the end of season. It seems there is a lot of interest, there is a lot of talking points. We are technically on the garden circuit, but it is reverse, so who knows exactly what tonight is going to bring. But you know, there is a lot of close proximity. I'm just going to share the stream around very quickly, but you know, as things go, it seems that there is going to be a very interesting title fight on our hands. Obviously, you know, we've got Mark Littlejohn, who's currently on stream. He's currently leading the championship, and he had a bit of a topsy-turvy Monza, should we say, but he seems to be adapting very well. He's obviously going to be trying to fight to get up towards the front again, and it seems, you know, a lot had been thereabouts. But as I say, we'll go through who's here and certain points and certain facts, or certain drivers have told me a bit of thoughts about their season, and you know, it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen for tonight for the penultimate round of the championship. But excuse me. So you know, it's going to be very close then to see what's going to happen, because I think as things go on, I'm just looking exactly. I'm just going to jump into, if I can find the points, but got them here just to have a look quickly. I'll go through the top three, because the top three is where the action is potentially happening for that. But looking exactly what's going to happen then in the points, obviously Mark Littlejohn, as I say, he's leading the championship. He's on 221 points from Darren Baldwin. Darren Baldwin's on 192, so he's 29 points behind. But you know, Darren's here tonight, he gets a race win, or potentially gets 2 race wins, should we say, or gets all 3. You could potentially lead the championship going into the final round at St. Croix this time next week. But you know, there's a lot of interest to see exactly what's going to happen. Obviously, you know, Dean Atkinson on 152, so he's third place in the championship, but he's about 69 points behind, so he needs to have 3 good races tonight to try and get up into the championship. But you know, it's been very close, as equally matched, but who knows exactly what's going to happen tonight for the penultimate round of the championship. It is obviously, like I say, at Dragontail Gardens on the reverse layout. It seems to be a bit of topsy-turvy, but we do have some thoughts from some of the drivers. Finley Osler, who's currently there, who's actually fastest with 137.584 at the moment. Just we had a bit of a talk this morning about his thoughts of tonight, just to get them out there, but also like what's happening with his how the championship's been going, and basically a lot of things. But he said the races are going to be manic. The first race is going to be okay, but a few probably incidences in the midfield, because the midfield is going to be where there's going to be a few touch and go, should we say. But obviously with the reverse grid for race 2, it could be very exciting, but it's going to be horrible. He says it's going to be horrible, but it's a very technical circuit. Of course it is. It's always been very technical here at Dragontail Gardens. It has been quite thereabouts, especially towards the latter half of the lap, but we'll see exactly. But obviously the slow drivers will bunch up and slow the pack down, so it potentially could be a bit of topsy-turvy in race 2, and then obviously race 3 is anyone's guess. He feels like it's one of his better circuits, which is fair enough. It could be it seems at the moment the way he's going with the testing, you know, it's obviously obviously it's a 138 or it's a 137.3 if you can get it in practice. If you get it really well, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. He's obviously said the season hasn't been the best. You know, he'd rather be fourth, fifth, but so far he's doing very well. But it's quite interesting to see what people think. You know, we're just going into another talking point within that. Dean Atkinson has said he's been a good few races with some good and bad moments, but I think that's part of the nature of the championship. You know, it's been like that for quite some time. But whether you get good results or you don't, you know, you're still being consistent is exactly what is happening within the championship. But it seems that certain things, Mark Littlejohn was joking with us and saying he's done badly when he's actually leading the championship, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But according to Darren, who it's been a good season, he wasn't here to win, but he was here to take part and have a bit of fun. Been a bit up and downs. Yes, it's been, as he says, it's been a few incidences, but it's been a great season for him. And you know, incidences do happen, it's part of racing. Exactly. Obviously rumour has it that you know, Darren says it's going to be his final season on the console, because he's now moving on to ESR Adventure for PC rather. He's wanting to go onto PC and take Elder Sim onto PC, so it may be his last season on console, but we'll see how well he does. I'm not too sure if he's racing tonight, but nevertheless we'll see exactly what's going on. But you know, just watching exactly how the stream is doing, but just going to see if I'm heard, so just give me one second. Yeah, I'm heard. I haven't heard, that's brilliant. But yeah, it's going to be great to see exactly what's going to happen for tonight. But if you are watching the stream, guys, please do give it a massive thumbs up. Please do give us about 10 likes tonight as well. It is going to be a very interesting, not too sure how many laps there are tonight. It is a 9-lap race. 1 and 2 are 9 laps, and then obviously a bit of a longer third race with a pit stop. Obviously it's a mandatory pit stop, but they do have to swap tyres, obviously, either onto the softs or the super softs, depending on what you use. Obviously if they're using super softs in race 1, then they have to go onto the softs in race 2. If you're on the softs for race 1, you go onto the super softs for race 2. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. We'll see exactly how well tonight's going to go. At the moment it's looking likely, you know, we could be thereabouts. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, but you know, who knows. You know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen for tonight. It's been a long season. It has been a bit thereabouts. You know, we've seen a bit argy-bargy moments. I know when we were at Suzuka for the opening round of the championship, you know, it seemed to be thereabouts. You know, quite a lot of mid-pack bunching by Alsace, and then obviously, you know, it got on into obviously going into Sardegna and places like that. You know, it seemed it was going to be quite close proximity, but you know, who knows exactly what's going to go on for this evening. But we'll see exactly what is going to come up. But we'll see how close it's going to get. We'll jump into exactly the proper point format for this evening. But you know, when we obviously went to Suzuka for the opening round, where Mark Littlejohn got 2 race wins, fastest lap as well as leading the race, so he almost got maximum points out there, I think. Excuse me, but he tried to push on as best as he can. Then Alsace, you know, he tried to get race wins, but he was getting caught up in sort of the fight for like the second spot on the podium, because obviously Darren won race 1 at Alsace. But then obviously, you know, as time goes on, it proved the point. But you know, obviously then going to Sardinia, then going to Monza, then obviously here at Dragon Trails tonight, and then obviously at Saint-Croix. Season's going to end on a high, you know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens on the French Riviera at Saint-Croix this time next week, but you know, who knows, as Finley's trying to set the pace in free practice. Obviously it's 10-minute qualifying, which is going to be a lot of almost a lot of rushing about trying to get perfect lap time in, and who knows exactly what's going to happen. I think, you know, looking exactly what may happen for tonight from my perspective, you know, it's going to be a bit interesting because it is tight and twisty going through obviously now the final corner, which is a very long sweeping right, and obviously you got the double right hairpin, well, the double apex right as you go across the start finish line where Chris Rigby is approaching now. It's kind of like, we'll call it double R because it's a double right hand bend, and then obviously you go under the tunnel and then you flick yourself into a left, sort of it's not a long left, but it's a very sharp left that it can easily catch you off guard, especially if you clip the wall before getting into entry. And obviously flick it into the left to go up the uphill section, which seems to be most part where it could be a bit of a disaster, or it could be a bit of a argumentative place, because, you know, like I say, there's no margin for error here. Overtaking will be crucial, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen with the likes of Chris Rigby firing his way up towards Seaside Hairpin, because you can just see off to the left, or if it shows you when we get that shot. Not too sure if we'll get that shot though, but from behind you've got the Seaside, so just almost there, but you know, it's gonna be quite close to see exactly what's going to happen. We're seeing who else is out on track. Jamie's out on track. Jamie's had a bit of a, I'm not going to say rough and tumble. I think there's a few things happening over time, where if we have a look at exactly what happened over time at Monza, you know, there was quite a few incidences, but I think, you know, it's the nature of the circuit, and you know, I think there's a bit of argy-bargy going on throughout a lot of interest, but we'll see exactly how close it's going to get. But obviously, you know, who knows exactly how close it's going to get, but whether that's going to be onto a lot of things within the championship, because it is going to spice up. I think if obviously Darren doesn't turn up tonight, then I think Mark's going to run away with it. You know, I think he's going to potentially want to go out on a high, because, you know, with 6 races to go but 2 rounds left, it seems a lot's going to happen within the technical. Obviously at the back of the circuit, I think Mark's heading up towards the chicane, towards the back. Darren's just entered, so there'll be a lot of interest. But if you go into the gooseneck, as I call it, because it is tight, it is like a goose's neck essentially, and that's why it's called the gooseneck. But there is going to be a lot of argy-bargy going in towards the last corner, which is called Pirelli, just because of the advertising boarding. It is a fictional circuit, so we will call corners by different names and different variations throughout the evening as well. But it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. But who knows what's going to happen between now and, of course, 8 o'clock, but we'll soon find out. But it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. But you can just see Darren's just having a bit of banter with the guys in the chat, saying he's a beginner. I don't think he's a beginner. I think he's playing mind games with a few people tonight, because he is on a mission to try and essentially manage to get quicker of a lot of lap times. You can just see in the background, obviously, the part of the seaside circuit here at Track and Trails. It's not been used because we're on the gardens, but most people, I think Nick's going to be the one to watch tonight. Nick, unfortunately, is slightly deaf in both ears. He's got an ear infection, but hopefully he will be back hearing all the action in hopefully next week. But hopefully he doesn't perform too bad around here. He likes it around here. I think he prefers it if it was the seaside, but he's obviously taking his time and seeing what's going to happen for this evening. Obviously Neil Smale, one to watch. He's a bit of a dark horse, is Neil. He literally has, I'm not going to say he's had bad luck, but he's had a bit of times where he's been at the front, but then he's been caught up in a few bits and pieces, should we say. But hopefully tonight he will push on. We'll see exactly what's going to happen for him. But I believe Brian Moncani's also in the lobby. I think he's just sitting out for a moment or two, but we'll see what the Belgian can do as well. He is another one to look forward to. He has had quite a bit of a topsy-turvy season. He had obviously missed one round due to work, and then obviously at Monza last week he was towards the back of the field, and I think that was very unlike him, and it just seemed there was a lot of argy-bargy moments. But Neil Smale then out on track in his Scottish racing team Subaru WRX. We'll see what he's going to do for tonight. But he's got Dean Atkinson just on an outlap, so it's going to be very interesting to see what everyone can do. I'm just keeping an eye on the stream at the moment just to make sure everything runs to plan. But Darren's out there in a Brewdog sponsored Subaru WRX. He's changed the livery for this evening. It's very nice, I must admit, but he goes off there. Not too sure exactly what he's trying to do there, but he's in a Brewdog beer liveried Subaru WRX. I don't think that's his actually official livery, but he's thereabouts. But I will say it looks very striking indeed. It must be somewhat very interesting, but we'll see what he can do. He's currently second in championship. He said he wasn't here to win, but he's won a few races there and then. But we'll see what happens tonight. He's obviously he was in the VX Racing liveried Subaru WRX at Sardegna, and then he's obviously now in a Brewdog as he hops, skips and jumps that curb onto two wheels. Almost, just have a look at what it says on the thing, but yeah, he's onto two wheels going into the gooseneck. And if you get it right there, you can actually get onto two wheels. But he's on an outlap. Let's see what he can do tonight. Is he going to be the one to watch? Is he going to be the dark horse and say, okay, let's go? I think almost at Monza there was 2 jump starts during race 1, which delayed a few guys, but then that also got Darren to get a good jump into the race lead, and that pushed him on quite a bit for getting the race win at Monza. But we'll see what he can do. Is he going to make it onto the top step again this evening? But who knows exactly what's going to happen. We've got obviously Chris Rigby in the Yazoo Team Hard liveried WRX, and obviously Mark Littlejohn in the Adrian Flux machine. So it's going to be very interesting to see what everyone's going to do tonight. I'm personally, as I say, look forward to the Friday night. It's been a while, but you know, well, it's only been 7 days since the last round at Monza, but feels like it's been a long week, so who knows exactly what's going to happen. But I believe there's the second round of the BMW M3 Cup on Monday. That is on GT7, so it's on Gran Turismo 7. Not too sure if it's live streamed, but I shall be racing in that as a racer instead of a commentator for that. I missed round 1 due to work commitments, but BMWs are racing as of Monday. Looking forward to being back behind the wheel instead of being in the comms box for a change. And he said for a one-off then, but it's actually not. It's actually for the championship. But I'm looking forward to being back behind the wheel. It's been a while, but you know, I do a bit of both, obviously commentating and of course do the odd races if I can. But excuse me, just give me 1 second. We'll see exactly what's going to happen for tonight. I do apologise. Just try not to cough down everyone's ear. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen for tonight. As Noah's entered. Noah said he wasn't going to be entered this evening, but obviously he's I think he's just playing the wind-up merchant game. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But if you are watching the stream, guys, welcome in. It should be a good night of racing. I'm personally looking forward to seeing what people are going to do. Neil's done a 144.017 at the moment. So obviously going to try and push on. He's suffering a bit though. Obviously, you know, he's had a few issues where I think he's been thereabouts, but hopefully he's going to try and get thereabouts. I don't mean like he suffered badly. I think he's just obviously when he's got in the mid pack, it's caught him out a bit, and when he's been on pole position a bit, I think he's kind of tried to push to the degree. He's actually now gone on 141.669, so he's not too far away from the pace setters at the moment, so that's pretty decent for the Scottish driver. Then obviously Darren is currently on another outlet. I think he's on another lap, he's on another flyer, but we'll see what he can do. Then obviously Noah's there, Nick, then you've got the Rooster. Andrew Osler always finds himself in a bit of bother. He obviously doesn't mean to get in a bit of bother, but he has had a bit of argy-bargy moments this season, but he's been there. He's tried to fight for the podium. I think he got on the podium at Monza last week, if I remember rightly, in race 3. It was almost an Osler podium, because of obviously his son Finley also wanted getting onto the podium, or trying to get onto the podium, should we say. But they've never disappointed, the father and son trio. And then of course Brian Moncani, the likeable Belgian, in his Pescarolo colours, obviously with the grey on there as well. But we'll see how well he does. As I say, Brian has had a bit of mid-pack battles, but we'll be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. He's obviously giving up towards the end of the season now. It feels like how can I put it? It feels like the season's only just started, but you know, you can just see exactly what's going to happen. But we'll see exactly how close tonight is going to get. But you know, Dean Atkinson then currently 138.2 was his fastest in practice. Puts him, I think it puts him third on the practice times, but obviously I think it's just where they are if they come out of the pits, etc. But looking at Finley Osler then, he is literally a 137.5 at the moment. That seems a very good lap time to go around here at Track and Trails, but who knows exactly what that's going to bring. But you can just see with Mark Littlejohn, 138.1 at the moment, so he's trying to be thereabouts. But it seems like a 137.5 could be the time to beat. But who knows exactly what's going to happen. I think, you know, just looking at exactly what's happening, Jamie's with 138.869 at the moment in the Red Bull car. I believe Fred Coleman is missing tonight. There's a few guys missing tonight, I think. Obviously work and other commitments have got in the way, but we'll see what Nick can do. Nick's obviously feeling the pressure of being under the weather, but gets a bit loose out of Pirelli, kicks up the dirt there, but it's probably the best thing to try and get grip. But we'll see what he can do. He's obviously going to try and push on for quite some time. He's as he goes off at the double R there, but he's gone back into pits as Noah goes off. I think Dean Atkinson's comment put him off there, but it'd be funny to see if he comes back with a excuse, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. I think Dean was saying, oh well, if it's faster than yours, but we'll soon figure it out. But it's going to be very interesting. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. I think Jamie's just coming through Pirelli now. We'll see what he can do. He's about to cross the line. He's about a 141.4 there. He's obviously trying to push too hard, but we'll see exactly what he can do. But it is going to be a quality night of racing. As I say, if you want to join Elderson Racing, do head over to Facebook and type in Elderson Racing, send a request, and we'll fit you in for races that are coming up. I'm not too sure what's coming up on a Friday as of yet, but there is a lot of discussion with the admins as well as sorting out a few championships. I know for a fact Darren's on about if you're a PC racer and you want to get involved in the PC side of things. I think Idle 4 Gaming, just looking at Darren is setting up a PC league for the ones who are heavily obsessed with PC gaming or PC racing. He is going to be setting that up in a couple of weeks maybe, just to see how well he's just to see how well that goes, but obviously trying to branch out as far as we can, far and wide, whether it's on PC, PlayStation, or even it could be even on Xbox, as soon as we have a few people interested in that. Obviously I'll be doing the Xbox side of things, but it all depends on how things go within tonight, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen, just to get out there. But you know, as I say, things will go to plan with how things go, but we'll see exactly how close as you like. I'm just going to have a look on how things will catch up. Just try and see what's going to happen. I think Finley's definitely setting the pace at the moment, because we're around about 12 minutes before qualifying starts, so excuse me, but we'll see what's going to happen for that. Just looking at the Rooster, he's on an outlap at the moment, so predominantly he has the Angry Rooster. I think it's a tequila Rooster, but he doesn't have that on the car now, so he has the cancer ribbons. Obviously we're supporting Chell Lawman throughout her diagnosis of breast cancer, so some of the guys have got the cancer logo or the cancer ribbon, so you know, we're wishing her all the best of health, you know, and you know, she's a very predominant sponsor of Elderson Racing, so you know, without her sponsoring the championship, these guys wouldn't be racing and I wouldn't be commentating. So, you know, it's very interesting to see exactly what happened. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens for tonight. Hopefully we give good action. You know, Darren got a penalty. Penalty zones for tonight, though, if people are wondering where the penalty zones are. And yes, I am waffling a bit. I do apologise for that, guys. But you know, just try to spice up the atmosphere. But penalty zones then are obviously the start-finish line is always the penalty zone. You must take that before the timing beam, before you cross the line to complete your lap. Otherwise it will go against you. And then obviously throughout double R, that straight there is also a penalty zone. And then up towards, from Seaside Hairpin up towards the gooseneck is also a penalty zone, so it'll be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. We're just going to see if Nigel is going to make it or the Ranger is going to make it. Looks like we've got, just looking at the moment how many drivers, it looks like we've got 11 drivers at the moment for tonight, but it should be good fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen for that, but looks like Finley's definitely trying to set the pace, and he's trying to go as fast as he can through the gooseneck. Don't want to clip the curbs too much though, because you know he's got the gravel on one side. It will potentially drag you in, and it will you know, your tyres will be getting digged into the gravel. It's not the best, it's not the easiest to get out of either, but I've raced around here a few times, but it is one of my favourite fictional tracks, I must admit. I've not done really well around here myself, but when I have come to race around it, I just feel like, you know, it's a good rhythm. You've got to get a good rhythm throughout, obviously the double R, and of course Seaside Hairpin, the gooseneck, as well as Pirelli. But we are going to see probably some strange overtaking moves, I think. Well, not strange as in proper strange overtaking moves. We're probably going to see thereabouts, you know, we're going to see moves that maybe that you've never seen before, because it's one of them, but who knows exactly what's going to happen. But we've got obviously Finley trying to push on. He is a dark horse round here, and I think he's obviously trying to be fastest in practice. We do have obviously 10 minutes of qualifying. 10 minutes of qualifying is going to be crucial for some of these guys. You know, it's going to be all over the place with trying to dive into double R and obviously into the gooseneck. You know, the gooseneck is one of the corners where predominantly it could be close as you like, but then obviously going in back round to complete the lap at Pirelli, you know, some of the cars may get a good run down the start finish line. We'll see exactly how that will pan out for qualifying. At the moment Finley's about to cross the line. He's gone a 1:37.9 at the moment, so he's down on that time now. He's obviously trying to push on as best as he can though, but I think, you know, 1:37.5 at the moment, that's pretty decent for the is it the Mercedes styled livery for Finley Osler. We'll see what his dad can do at the moment. He's done a 1:38.8 at the moment, so Andrew's going to try and push on, obviously sporting Bristol City on the side of the car, the number 7, the obviously Barry Sheen number 7. There's a bit of a stat for you. But he's got a 5/10 penalty going out of gooseneck. He's going to have to obviously get rid of that this time round, but obviously it may not count in practice, but got to be very careful with these penalties. But he's about to cross the line just as he takes it. Probably won't hamper him too much, because obviously, like I say, it's practice, but if it was qualifying and a race situation, he would have to get rid of it, because it will go against him. Because, you know, it is going to be, see exactly what's going to happen with the likes of Dean Atkinson getting it all crossed up out of Pirelli onto the grass. But we'll see how close he's going to get. He's currently 3rd in the championship, currently champion in the VW Scirocco's. He also won an Eldar Sim Eliminator Championship, race, I believe. Well, the Eliminator races, should I say, that were on a off-season with the legendary Malcolm Argyle, the host with the most, who normally does Tier 1 commentary on a Friday night. He does a Eliminator Championship in the Lawman TT Subaru WRX, the faster version of this and the faster version of the GR3 car. But you know, you may see that out at some point, but we'll see how well that goes. But obviously the Ranger has made it, so there will be 12 of us tonight racing, but it's going to be close. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. We've got 5 minutes until qualifying. Qualifying is going to be crucial. I'm just making sure I'm still heard on stream, because I don't want to be told I'm not heard, but you know. But we'll see what's going to happen then. We've got I think like Dean Atkinson's going to be another one to watch. He's coming through the final turn now, trying not to run too wide like he did last time. I think the curbs are unforgiving around here. Sometimes he's about to cross the line though. What is he going to do? It's almost a 140.2 there, so he's obviously trying to push on quite a bit. But I think Finley's definitely right with his prediction at the moment, trying to get thereabouts. You know, he said he got a 137.3 in practice yesterday, but he's done a 137.5 at the moment. Is that going to be a time where we're going to see what's going to happen as the Ranger there goes off track? I think he's obviously trying to get into grips, but you know, it's very technical. Circuit is Dragon Trails Gardens. It's not the easiest, but we'll see what's going to happen. We are around 4 minutes away till qualifying does start, but who knows what's going to happen. Just looking at the likes of Dean Atkinson, the Rooster's still out there, Dan's coming out of pit lane, so it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen for him, the second place man in the championship. Noah's going to have to try and kickstart back where he left off for a bit, but Noah's had a few rounds missing. He came back, he's tried to push on. I think he actually got a few race wins, but he's also been champion in Eldar Sim, so he's had a bit of championship luck. He's won also, I think the first eliminator he did, I think he actually won the whole thing, which was quite interesting to see exactly how well he does. He's a very likeable racer, is Noah, but we'll see what he's going to do tonight. I think he is at the moment at 138.3, so he's a bit around the pace, but about 0.539 of a second as he's picked up a penalty there. He's taking it into that corner. Won't be able to do that in the race though, because that will go against him. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Dean Atkinson pushing on with that. He's got a bit of a penalty. I think penalties are going to be the major factor as Mark Littlejohn clips that curb and then potentially then gives him a track limit penalty. So track limits at the moment been slightly abused, but hopefully is not as much as we get into the racing as well as qualifying. So we are about roughly a minute away from qualifying actually starting, but who knows exactly what's going to happen. As I say, things will potentially happen for the time being, but obviously Darren's got that Brewdog livery. I must admit that does look very smart as a livery for a Subaru WRX. So around about a minute away then from qualifying actually starting, the penultimate qualifying section of the season. There's no qualifying for race 2 and 3. They are reverse grids and they are all standing starts. They're not rolling starts, they are standing from a grid. So, you know, it's a static grid, so we'll see exactly what's going to happen. We are a moment away though, but quite a lot of traffic going in towards the double R then. I think some of the guys backed out and then went back into pit lane, so we'll see what Neil's going to do. He's done a 140.6 at the moment. I think he's trying to push on as best as he can. He's trying to get thereabouts. You know, we know what Neil's like. He's a very quick racer when he puts his mind to it, I must admit. You know, I was very impressed when back in WSTC when he was racing the Megane, he got second place in race number, I think it was race number 2. That's the opening round at Autopolis. But we'll see what he's going to do for tonight as we are ready for qualifying and race number 1. So let's see exactly what's going to happen. But could be very interesting then as we are getting ready to go then. As the timer does start, as Dean and of course Mark have a bit of coming together towards the end of practice. hopefully it doesn't hamper people too much. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. There's a few cars just in pit lane. I'm just going to make sure the cars that are there just go out pit lane, because it does tend to get a bit loud as the cars enter, well, go out of pit lane, should I say. But looks like there's a few out there. Finley will be out there, I'm sure. Nick's just going out. Brian, Chris, and of course Neil are the guys that are yet to go out. I think they're just waiting for the traffic to fender out a bit. There's who was that? It was Jamie getting a bit loosey-goosey there. I don't know whether he whipped the handbrake or he just slid on them tyres there, but we'll see exactly how close. I think the likes of Neil and Neil's about to go, but Chris and Brian are yet to leave pit lane, so we'll see exactly what's going to happen with them. We've got around 8 minutes and 45 seconds then, but I think the likes of Chris and of course Brian Mongani are just sitting in pit lane, but I think one is on the move. I think that is of course Chris Rigby. Just trying to get him on the timing. He is there. Brian Mongani though sitting out qualifying at the moment as Mark Littlejohn goes through towards Pirelli to start first flying lap. Don't know what's up with Brian at the moment, whether he's just sitting out and playing it cool or he's got an issue, but he is sat in pit lane at the moment, so he will be at the back of the grid unless he gets out of pit lane as Dean Atkinson piles into pit lane. So the guys will go into pit lane to change tyres or to get better fresh tyres on. But at the moment Mark stays out, Darren stays out, Jamie stays out, the Ranger stays out, Rooster. Brian has now gone out of pit lane, so he's gonna have to get his skates on. He's a lap, he's got to do an out lap and then probably another fly, but 7.5 minutes to go then. What's Mark Littlejohn going to do? He's got his title nemesis Darren Baldwin behind him on track at the moment. These two could be fighting for pole position for the opening race. It could be very interesting to see what happens between the Age of Flux Subaru versus the Brewdog Impreza. They're all Subaru WRXs, but obviously, you know, with variation sponsors as well. But we'll see what Darren can do. He's obviously looking to take out another victory. He said he came into the championship just for a bit of fun, but you know, I think the way things have gone to get second in the championship so far, it's been a very interesting season for the Bristolian driver trying to push on. He's going to be thereabouts, but he's going to try and push on. I think he's going to try and take the take a bit of topsy-turvy moments for the likes of Mark Littlejohn, praying that Mark obviously makes mistakes. But 6.5 minutes then to go in qualifying. We'll see who gets pole position as Mark goes. He went at 138.4, but then Darren pipped him to 137.546. That was quite an interesting lap time from the Brewdog machine. But then the Rooster 138.0. Very interesting lap time as Finley goes to 137.775. Yeah, 137.775. But then Noah pips him to 137.547. So Noah's up into second. Brian Mulcahy trying to push on. Where is he in the lap times at the moment? Is he doing his lap? Nick's gone at 140.070, puts him 7th fastest at the moment. Nick is suffering though. Just remember, he is suffering an ear infection in both ears. He's probably trying to push on. He must find it very hard to not hear the engine as best as he can. Neil Smell 140 point. Is that 140? Yeah, 146. Is it? Yeah, 146.84 at the moment, so he's 8th fastest at the moment. Ranger 9th fastest, 145.503. Dean Atkinson 148.180. I think that was another outlap though. But Chris Rigby then 141.515. So he's not fastest at the moment. Dean Atkinson now down to 11th. Brian Mulcahy has to get lap time in with under 5 minutes to go. But Mark Littlejohn and of course Darren go into pit lane as Noah gets a bit crossed up out of the gooseneck. He hopped, skipped and jumped that curb. Not too sure exactly what happened as Finley goes. I don't know whether he's got an issue or he's just there. I think he's just letting Noah come back on track, which is fair play, but it's going to cost him time. There's a few guys that have gone into pit lane with the Ranger 141.2. At the moment, that's still put him ninth fastest at the moment, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Dean Atkinson, where was he? Sixth fastest, 138.9044. So it's close as you like, but with 4 minutes to go then in qualifying, it's going to be thereabouts. But what's going to happen then? Because Darren's currently he's on an out lap. He's gonna have to try and push on. It's like almost quite. He's got to be there. But will he get another lap in before the time it reaches 0? Who knows? He's currently will get a point for pole position. He's done a 137.546. But Noah's there on an out lap. Not too sure exactly if he's got an issue, but obviously hop, skipping and jumping at the gooseneck didn't help. Finley Ostler then, third fastest at the moment, the outsider, as I'm going to call him, the outsider for tonight, because obviously that lap time in testing, that 137.5, tried to push on, but he's third at the moment with Chris Rigby at 140.8 at the moment, so that is still 10th fastest at the moment. See what Brian Mulcahy can do. His current lap time though is a 150.3 at the moment. The Belgian's suffering at the moment. I think he's trying to get a rhythm round here, hopping, skipping, jumping. He clips the curb like Noah did, and like I say, the gravel literally took him there. But we'll see what happens with the Ranger. He goes a 140.6. Still puts him 9th at the moment, but it's going to be there. Dean Atkinson still fifth fastest with a 138.098. Finley Ostler 137.573. So he's in 137s at the moment. Brian Mulcahy with a 146.9 at the moment. Still put him there, Brian Mulcahy. I do feel sorry for him. With a 146.9 at the moment. That gravel didn't help, and I didn't help clipping that curb out of the gooseneck, because that's exactly what it's done. But Darren's on a purple sector there, 0.013 of a tenth of a second at the moment. He is going to be thereabouts. He may get pole position, or provisional pole position, if he crosses the line. He's got 2 minutes to go though, coming towards Seaside Hairpin. Got hardly anyone ahead of him, I think. Just trying to see who is there abouts, but Mark Littlejohn then, championship leader, in of course 6th place at the moment. That's going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen, but I think Chris Rigby's suffering with them 140s at the moment. But got a minute and a half then to go roughly, with Mark Littlejohn just come through Pirelli now. Is he going to cross the line in a decent time to try and pip Darren's pole position? You never know, he may do. He was green in that sector, but we'll see when he crosses the line. Is he going to do it? Still say 6th fastest with 138.1. So he's going to have to try and push on with a minute and 10 minutes to go, as Darren actually did a 137.783. That'll be very interesting to see what he does. Jamie with a 138.953 at the moment. So the Red Bull car trying to push on. But he's got another lap, so he's going to be there about this time. It was roughly an hour 49 seconds. Brian Mulcahy with 141.6. The Ranger sits out for the time being, but 141.6 for Brian Mulcahy at the back row of the grid at the moment. It's a bit unfortunate to see what exactly he's going to do, because he's got 30 seconds. Darren currently still on provisional pole position. Could be very interesting, but Noah pips him. Just as we're on about provisional pole position, Noah gets provisional pole position, spins round at the double R with a 130. His lap time was a 137. I can't even tell because he went into pit lane, so I couldn't really read his time, but 2 seconds left in the qualifying. Darren is down on that time, but Noah thinks his pole position's safe then, which could be very interesting to see what he does. But you know, Darren still has the stronger memento, because it seems that he's obviously done a very good lap time to get even onto second on the grid, because his championship rival Mark Littlejohn could only manage 6th fastest at the moment. So it'll be very interesting to see exactly. Darren still stays second then, with the likes of Jamie still 7th. Finley about to come through and about to cross the line. What's Finley gonna do? Oh, still stays 3rd. A very good lap time from Finley Ostler. So it's an Ostler on the 2nd row on the grid, with his dad Andrew just next to him on the grid. That shows how close it gets. Brian Moncani with 139.6. That's putting him up to 8th fastest. So that's knocked down Chris Rigby then. He's on a final lap. He's there about up towards the gooseneck. He's currently on auto drive for some bizarre reason. But he's there. Neil Smale 11th. The Ranger 10th then, with Nick coming through Pirelli now. Excuse me. About to cross the line. See what he can do. Is he going to improve this time around? No, he was on an outlap. But Nick is currently in 9th then. So it's going to be very close to see exactly what happens. But I think the likes of Noah, though, his pole position is safe. Because I think Chris Rigby just taking his time. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But who knows exactly what's going to happen. But who knows what's going to happen for race number 1 then. I think no one knows his time's safe. That's why he went into pit lane. But Finley Ostler then straight away onto 3rd. And I think he was trying to get the outside chance of getting pole position, which I was trying to predict. But just going through the comments. Good evening, Dean. How are you, mate? You know, it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. Be interested to see what you can do from 5th, my friend. But I do apologise, I've only just seen the comments. But it should be a very interesting night of racing, I'll tell you. Obviously got 2 lap 9 lap encounters, but then obviously race 3 is a pit stop race and it is slightly longer. But it's going to be great. I can't wait. You know, I've been looking forward to commentating all day, if I'm honest. But qualifying now has finished with Noah taking pole position, and very interesting indeed for these guys, because you know, season's coming to an end, but we've got round number 5 for the championship, and it is the opening race of the evening. So after this it will be 5 races to go, but obviously 3 races as of next week. But Noah takes pole position then from the likes of Darren and of course Finley and of course Andrew, the Ostler father and son trio on the next row of the grid. But who's going to get a good jump into Double R then? Who is going to get the opening race win of the evening? It looks like Noah's got a good start there. I think Darren slightly slots in behind. Yes, he does. But Finley Ostler, he has got some interesting moves already. Mark Littlejohn up into 5th. He's got a demon start, but then he's got Dean Atkinson side by side, but that almost drops him down to where we're going to. Where's he putting? Still putting 5th, but Dean Atkinson is there in 6th, but he's getting swamped between Jamie and of course Nick. Nick's on an absolute massive move. Oh, Nick's got tail happy there, just about in front of Jamie, but you know, he holds it, but then, oh, he's getting it a bit loosey. Oh, great car control there from Nick. He's trying to demonstrate that the Subaru WRX can drift, but a lot of battles for 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th at the moment between the likes of Noah. Darren's up into race lead, then going up to Seaside for the first time. It could be very interesting to see what's going to happen, because we've got father and son plus Mark Littlejohn, championship leader in that fight. So 2nd place runner Darren in 1st place, then Mark Littlejohn, who's championship leader, 5th place at the moment. Soon could be 4th going into the gooseneck. He's going to try and get 4th place on the Rooster, which he does just before the gooseneck. Rightly so. He's got it there, but the Rooster gets a bit crossed up. But Dean Atkinson 3rd place in the championship, 6th place at the moment with the Ranger 7th, Jamie 8th, Nick in 9th with Chris Rigby right up and behind him on his tailpipe, going into Pirelli with the likes of Neil Swell trying to do exactly the same to Brian Mulcahy for 11th at the moment. But Darren still leads the race, then gets a point for that with Noah 2nd. But Mark Littlejohn then, he's on a mission. He is on a mission. I'll tell you this now, he will be literally night and day trying to push on to get up closer, because he knows Darren's leading the race. He can't afford to drop points there. But if Noah gets past Darren for the race lead, that's probably what Mark wants. But Finley holding on for dear life from his dad at the moment. His dad Andrew in, of course, 5th place at the moment, with, of course, Dean Atkinson 6th at the moment. Jamie's still there in, of course, 7th now with the Ranger 8th. Chris up into 9th with Nick 10th. Nick's probably trying to struggle and push, well, trying to push on, even though he's struggling with the likes of Brian Mulcahy and, of course, Neil Smelt side by side up towards Seaside, as Neil gets past Brian Mulcahy for that 11th place. Nice move as well. But Darren's still under pressure then from, of course, Noah at the moment up towards the gooseneck for the 2nd time. Is it going to be brave? Are they going to hop, skip and jump the curbs like Noah has done? Spectacular air. He's going to try and get the latched onto the back of Darren. Darren's got a 5-10 penalty like that, and so is Noah. Oh no, that's the last thing these boys need. 5/10 penalties, not too much costing, but could soon try and push on. They're both going to lose ground now, because that is allowed Mark Littlejohn to catch them both up, and I'll tell you what, that is actually giving the race lead onto lap number 3 out of 9, then to the top 2 in the championship, 1st and 2nd on track. It's almost battles galore. They've got a train of cars between Mark, Darren, Noah, Finley, the Rooster, and of course Dean Atkinson. He's there catching them up. Carefully pit, but Brian Mulcahy has got back past Neil Smell, as we can see in the background. But just watching what's going on between Darren and, of course, Noah at the moment. Darren's trying to catch up to Mark, but he's got his mirrors full of that turquoise Impreza of Noah right there. Noah's trying to push on, but Darren's broke that chain. He's broke free. But he's going to try and chase after the Agent Flux machine as he tries to get towards Seaside Hairpin for the 3rd time. It looks like Finley's got to defend from his dad, but I think they're going to play the interchanging team game. This is probably where it's going to be, but Dean Atkinson also is there. Dean's on obviously a mission. He's trying to catch up to these guys who want more points than he can try and get, as my voice seems to try and push on a bit. But hop, skipping and jumping the curbs into the gooseneck. But the battle for 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, as Noah gets a bit crossed up out of the turn after the gooseneck. He's Finley Ostler alongside him, trying to get there, trying to get past the turquoise WRX. Could be 3 cars, it could be 4 cars, but Darren's trying to push on onto lap 4. We go then, with the likes of Finley and Noah, and of course Andrew trying to make it 3 cars into double R. Not going to be able to do that. That's getting very close, because Noah is there, but Andrew Ostler gets 3rd place then onto the podium. He's got around 5 laps to go, but Noah is under pressure from Finley Ostler, as well as Dean Atkinson trying to do exactly the same to Finley, because they're nose to tail. It seems like, you know, we'll see what's going on. But Jamie's still there with Chris Rigby, both battling for 7th and 8th at the moment. Nick's still there in 9th with Brian Mulcahy, and of course, as Brian goes off there, not too sure exactly what happens, but that's allowed the Ranger and of course Neil Smell up into 10th and 11th. But let's see what's going on for like 3rd, 4th, 5th and potentially 6th, because Dean Atkinson's caught up to this group as best as he can. But the battle for the race lead between Darren and of course Mark Littlejohn, the top 2 in the championship, also the top 2 in the race at the moment, so it could be a very interesting end to race number 1 with the likes of Mark and of course Darren trying to push on. I think Noah's trying to get there. He's clipped the grass slightly. He's got to be very careful because Finley Osler is looking very threatening in testing. He's now trying to get Noah as well as his dad. Puts the brakes on, not literally puts the brakes on, but taps the brake because he's going into Pirelli. It seemed a bit of a sideways moment, but Noah is still there. Dean Atkinson's under, well, he's on a charge. He's on a charge with Noah and of course Andrew still battling at double R, with also Finley and Dean doing exactly the same, almost side by side, the lot of them. It could be anyone's guess who could get on the final spot of the podium. Almost there. We'll try and see what's happening further back as well as for the race lead in a bit, but you can just see the Rooster holding on for dear life at the moment for third, but Noah goes wide. He's lost a lot of ground now. The Wolves have claimed another victim there, but that's allowed Dean Atkinson up into 5th then, with Darren still fighting for, trying to catch up to Mark for that first place. That's what he's trying to do, with Finley trying to put his dad under attack for the final spot on the podium. This could be very close with lap number 5 out of 9, so you know, not even towards the end of the race number 1 as of yet though. But Noah's dropped down to 6th. He's dropped way back for that. Jamie's still 7th, Chris Rigby 8th, Nick's still 9th. The Ranger and Neil Smell are battling for 10th and 11th, with Brian Moncani rather also there, but you know, with the Rangers 5/10 penalty, Neil Smell may get back into 10th place at the moment. But what's happening for this train of cars? It seems that Darren's going to try and push on to Mark Littlejohn if he can, but Andrew Oster then still holding on for 3rd place. He's still holding on for dear life to try and say, right, let's have a clean scrap. But he's 3rd place in the race, trying to get onto the podium yet again. You know, it's going to be very close to see exactly. Getting a bit wide out of double R1 into double R2. He's got back in front of his son there. Could be very close to see what happens. Lap number 6 then out of 9, so 3 laps to go as Finley Osler tries to make a move on his dad for the podium. Thinks about it. Could be some family arguments after if they take each other out, because Dean Atkinson's on a charge. But see what the quick fit machine can do. He's trying to push on as best as he can. He wants to get on the podium. He wants to try and make it the top 3 in the championship onto the podium, but Darren's still trying to catch up to Mark as best as he can. Darren, obviously, he's trying to get there with Mark with the championship, a point for the fastest lap as well as a point for leading the race, but Darren's also trying to do that. But Mark may get 22 points out of that. Didn't get a point for pole position, unfortunately. But the Rooster and Finley trying to push on. Andrew's trying to defend like mad from the sun, but Finley breaks a bit late into the gooseneck. Oh, Dean Atkinson clips them curbs, but not as much. But you just see how close it's getting as Finley gets past his dad for that final spot on the podium. But I think Darren's run a bit. Darren's run a bit wide. He's lots a bit of memento there, going out of Pirelli towards the start-finish line, but soon catched up to Mark Littlejohn then for the race lead. But Finley's still there with Andrew Osler still 4th, Dean in of course 5th at the moment. Noah trying to catch them back up. Jamie's still there with of course Chris Rigby under threat from Nick at the moment. Nick's trying to push on. He's 9th at the moment. He's obviously trying to just persevere, but obviously just remember Nicky's a bit under the weather at the moment with 2 double ear infections, but he's doing okay in 9th place at the moment with Brian Moncani 11th, Neil Smale in 11th as the Ranger goes off at double R. But a lot of dust being kicked up at the moment. I think Darren's trying to literally still catch up towards Mark. I think he's there, but see the Roosters drop back a bit now from his son, so Andrew and Finley are in reverse order at the moment, but it's still exactly how it was on the grid, with Finley and of course his dad Andrew 3rd and 4th, with Dean Atkinson now 5th under threat from Noah there for potentially now 5th and 6th. Nick's got almost past Chris Rigby's taking it rally crossing out Seaside Hairpin. But he's trying to get past Chris Rigby for that 8th place at the moment, up towards the gooseneck. These two side by side, it could be very close to see what happens. Nick brakes a bit later than planned. Chris Rigby, oh, he gets onto the curb and just almost trades paint with Nick excuse me, into the gooseneck. That's how exactly this racing is going to go. But I'll tell you what, fair play to these guys, fair play. They're fighting for every position. Brian Mulcahy trying to catch them up. Neil Smale in 11th. He's actually done quite well so far with the Ranger in 12th. But Mark Littlejohn then onto the penultimate lap. Darren still trying to chase him, he's 1.2 seconds behind, with Finley still there. The Rooster still, of course, in 4th at the moment, with Noah trying to get... he's got past Dean. So Dean's back in 8th place at the moment, with Noah in 5th then. Tell you what, some very close battles, because I'm looking at his battle between Nick and, of course, Chris Rigby. Oh, this could be very close. The founder of Eldar Sim Racing, Nick Sargent, in the black and pink Chell Lawman cancer car, trying to literally push on to try and get back past Chris for that 8th place. He's trying to do it again. These cars are rally cars, but obviously, you know, with the zoo car, Brian Mulcahy's also there. Nick's trying to make a move into Seaside, thinks about it, but has to back out and concede to Brian Mulcahy. He might not though, because he might chase the pair of them down towards the gooseneck for the penultimate time. This could be very close to see what's going to happen for the end of race 1. But I'll tell you what, into the gooseneck, hop, skip, jump and the curbs. Oh, Nick gets onto them curbs. You can just see the car just lift up. But I'll tell you what, Nick's flashing the lights. I think he's like, you two scrap and I will get past you. But I'll tell you what is happening for potentially 2nd place is Finley caught up to Darren. I think he has slightly, because Darren's lost ground to Mark Littlejohn there. He's 1.9 of a second as Mark is still leading the race then. So the top 2 in the championship are going to still be top 2 come the checkered flag, I reckon. But Finley's on a mission as Brian Mulcahy. He's on a mission to try and get further up the grid as he can, but you got the likes of Chris and of course Nick. Nick's on that move. Oh, what is Nick doing? Nick is absolutely driving like he stole it tonight. He's doing an absolute stellar job, I tell you. It's going to be very close though, isn't it? Because I'll tell you what, heading up towards the tight and twisty stuff here before they get to Seaside Hairpin, I think Chris is going to have his mirrors full of that black and pink machine, thinking, mate. But I tell you what, look at Nick go. Nick's on that move. Oh, he's run a bit wide though. Run a bit wide at Seaside as he got the momentum to power his way out. Could be very close with the likes of Noah and of course Andrew Rosler trying to battle for 4th, 5th and potentially now 6th, because Dean Atkinson will do that. But Finley's on a mission to try and catch Darren for that 2nd place. But looks like Mark got the race win then from, of course, Darren and of course Finley at the moment. It looks like it was a nose to tail battle. The Rooster got 4th, Dean Atkinson then in of course 5th place. Noah in of course 6th, with Jamie in of course 7th, Brian Mulcahy 8th, Chris Rigby 9th, Nick got 10th, Neil Smelt 11th, and the Ranger in of course 12th place. That was an absolute epic race, that was. That was crazy. But we'll soon find out exactly what's going to happen for race number 2. But who knows exactly what race number 2 is going to bring. I'll get the replay and I will get the race results. But an absolute crazy end to race number 1. I do apologise. I was trying to see exactly what was going on, but my phone decided to die at the time. But hopefully, if any comments come through, I'll try and read them out after. But Mark Littlejohn then gets the race win. Darren gets second, just on the line from Finley Ostler. And I'll tell you what, that just showed exactly how competitive Finley Ostler is going to be this evening. Then you got the Rooster in 4th, so far from Sun, 3rd and 4th, as they were in qualifying. Dean Atkinson in, of course, 5th place. Noah in 6th, followed by Jamie 7th, Brian Mulcahy 8th, Chris Rigby 9th, Nick got 10th. Nick was almost there to get 9th from Chris Rigby. Neil Smale in 11th, the Ranger in 12th. Mark Littlejohn on the fastest lap with a 1:37.8 on lap number 2. It wasn't being beatable, but I tell you what a stellar opening race that was. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing what race number 2 is going to bring. I'm going to be back in a moment or two. I'm just going to get a quick drink and, you know, get a quick comfort break, but I'll be back in a moment or two. Do apologise about that, ladies and gents. But hopefully you can hear me. But yeah, race number 1 then was a bit of an epic race there. It seemed to be, well, it was epic, of course it was, but it seemed to be very topsy-turvy. The battles galore were very interesting indeed. I think Noah's had to dash off, which is a bit unfortunate. But hopefully we will see him back for the final race of the, well, the final races of the season. But we'll see exactly how close he's going to get. But it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. I'm just going to make sure I'm still heard on stream for that, but yeah, I'm heard on stream, that's alright. Just making sure, because I don't want to be not heard on stream and then people like, are you commentating? But I tell you what guys, you're in for a treat for race number 2, because it's going to be very great. I need to literally jump back into the lobby, because if I don't jump back into the lobby then it'll play games with me for race number 2. But we'll see exactly what is going to happen. I think likes of just looking exactly I think the Ranger and of course Neil Smell are going to be 1-2 on the grid for the reverse grid. But seems so far so good. I think Noah isn't coming back. I'm not too sure, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But could be very close to see what's going to happen. I don't think he's coming back though, that's the problem. And I think we've also I think the Ranger's not feeling brilliant either. So we're going to be down to potentially 10 racers this time around. So let's see what's going to happen then. But could be very close then to see exactly what's going to happen. But so we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Who knows what's going to happen for that, but going to push on then for race number 2. I think we're going to get a bit of a delayed start to race number 2 because I think they're just working out whether Noah is going to come back. I don't know whether he said he was coming back or he's busy, I'm not too sure. But could be very close indeed to see what's going to happen for tonight. But as I say, race number 2 is going to be all or nothing. But we'll see how close it gets then. But could be 10 drivers left. But hopefully we do get a very good, interesting second race. Not too sure exactly what's up with the Ranger. He was due to start P1 for the reverse grid, but see exactly what's going to happen. But could be very close for the time being. But Brian Moncani then, I think he will be promoted to second place on the grid. So we'll find out in a moment or two. But race 2 then, slight delay, but we are good to go. So let's see what happens for the second race. The here at round number 5 of the Eldar Subaru WRX Championship, brought to you by Chell, Lawman Motorsport here at Dragon Trail Gardens, and it has got a bit cloudy for race number 2, but hopefully the temperature does not drop even more. But it does look like then it is Neil versus Nick then for the second race grid. But it is another 9-lap encounter then, so it'll be very interesting to see if Neil Smell can get the race lead into the double R and maintain that race lead. Hopefully they'll put the commentator's curse on him, but we'll see what he can do. The revs are building, as are mine, and we'll see exactly who gets to jump in towards double R. But it looks like straight away Nick has to jump. So the black and pink machine already into the race lead, but Neil Smell is on the attack already, just about, with a fast starting Brian Moncani and a fast starting Chris Rigby. So it looks like Brian Moncani trying to go after, of course, Neil Smell. He's also going to try and go after Chris Rigby. Chris Rigby with that Yazoo milkshake sponsored black and white Team Hard car, trying to get alongside Jamie Hillman. Jamie Hillman also making a demon start. He is thereabouts in the Red Bull sponsored car with of course Dean Atkinson holding on for 6th place at the moment as Neil Smale tries to get along. Well, Brian Mulcahy tries to get alongside Neil as best as he can. Neil's on a charge, though. He's on a mission to try and get onto the podium, or even better, get a race win, but at the moment he's been swamped by Brian Mulcahy as well as Jamie Hillman going into Seaside, but not the easiest of moments as Mark gets a bit crossed up in towards Seaside. He's going to have to try and push on for that, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But got a bit of argy-bargy at the moment. Well, it's not argy-bargy, but Smell trying to get past Jamie Hillman into Gooseneck as they all try and hop, skip and jump them curbs into Gooseneck. It seems it doesn't matter what car you're in, you're going to hop, skip and jump them sausage curbs with delight there, with Dean Atkinson down now in 7th with Finley Ostler, and of course the Ostlers are sandwiching Darren at the moment. Darren's down in 9th place with Finley and of course Andrew currently in 8th and 10th at the moment with Darren 9th, but Neil Smale on the attack with of course Mark Littlejohn, race 1 winner, trying to make it 2 from 2 at the moment. Dean Atkinson gets there. Neil Smale gets a bit swamped, but Dean Atkinson and of course Chris Rigby also there. There's a lot of cars now battling for further back. The mid-pack are at it. Swarm of angry bees. Who's let them loose? Who's opened a jar of honey? So it looks like Darren's there in 6th and Chris Rigby 5th with Jamie into 2nd, but that's allowing Nick to have a comfortable lead at the moment. Nick's probably going to get another race win, so Nick wants to push on literally night and day with how things go for the founder of Eldersim. For Nick, he's going to try and push on for that race lead. Jamie's still 2nd, Brian Mulcahy 3rd. Brian's having a good result so far, but we're on to lap 2 out of 9 then. Mark Littlejohn 4th at the moment, Chris Rigby there. Darren up into 6th then, Finley 7th. His dad Andrew's right behind him in 8th with the likes of Neil Smale and Dean Atkinson 9th and 10th at the moment. There's only 10 cars left in this race, but looks like Dean and of course Neil Smale trying to get to know each other a bit more better into Gooseneck, but Neil's dropped back then to 10th place at the moment. Poor old Neil's dropped backwards in this race, but that's allowing Nick to still escape though, with Jamie trying to push on with Mark, trying to get past Brian for potentially 3rd place. Yes, it is 3rd place, but Mark Littlejohn then gets the fastest lap at the moment with 1:38.488 at the moment, but he's on a mission though to try and get up towards the front of the field as best as he can with the likes of Chris and of course Finley. Finley was flashing the lights there into double R, but I think he was trying to just make sure, Chris was aware that he was there. But it could be very interesting to see what happened to father and son. But Nick's what's happened to Nick? He's dropped down. Nick's dropped down to 3rd. Oh no! That's the last thing he wants. That's the last thing he wants when he was leading the race as well, with the likes of Brian Mulcahy slamming on the, well, not slamming on the anchors, but trying to stop Darren from getting past. But there's almost a swarm of angry bees now. Oh my goodness, this could be feisty going to Seaside hairpin with the likes of Chris Rigby. That 4/10 penalty is going to hurt him now. Darren's up into 4th, Nick's still 3rd. Mark Littlejohn then, race 1 winner in 2nd place with Jamie Hillman. Currently leading the race. Jamie wants a race win. I think he's had one this season. I'm not too sure, but we'll try and figure out the stats in between race 2 and 3. But Nick's still in 3rd at the moment. Darren 4th. He's got past Brian Mulcahy. Finley Ostler still there from his dad, so Andrew's trying to chase him. Who was that? That was Neil Smale going off at the exit of Gooseneck. A lot of cars with nose to tail as the Welsh namesake of Adam Morgan joins the lobby. I'm not too sure if Adam's just watching or he's wanting to race, but we'll soon figure it out. But Darren and Nick are fighting for 3rd and 4th at the moment as Darren gets into 3rd then. So Darren's trying to push on and trying to literally get thereabouts, but Nick's going to try and fight back, but the race lead has come down to 0.4 of a second because Mark Littlejohn, oh my goodness, he's got the race lead. That's exactly how you'd say that race lead, and Mark Littlejohn gets the race lead. Then he's going to try and make it 2 from 2. Jamie Hillman's not going like that. He's going to fight back. He needs plenty of Red Bull to get past that Adrian Flux machine to get back into the race lead. I'll tell you this is getting close. This is, you can tell we're getting towards the end of the championship because the championship is alive and kicking right now. Nick's got a 3/10 penalty. That is going to be disappointing. There's quite a few cars going side by side out of Seaside with Brian Moncani, of course the Rooster, and of course Dean Atkinson's also there, with of course Chris Rigby catching up. Neil Smale, he's dropped back a bit now. I don't know exactly what happened. He got loose out of the gooseneck, but Nick's getting swamped. He's hop, skipped and jumped them curbs, but that's allowed Finley up into 4th. Then he's going to have to try and chase after Darren. But I think Jamie is on a mission to try and catch back up to Mark Littlejohn. He grips the grass. Bit of dirt gets kicked up onto the circuit, but I'll tell you what, onto lap 5 out of 9 now. Jamie's trying to catch back up. He's had a bit of a sip of a Red Bull, so he's going to try and get past the Adrian Flux car there into double R. We go then. Darren's still in 3rd then with Finley Ostler still there. Brian Moncani putting Dean Atkinson under a lot of pressure. It seems that you know, Dean's trying and get further up as best as he can, but you know what, it's going to be very close between these guys. What's happening is Jamie getting closer. I think every time he gets a bit closer he has to take a swig of Red Bull, I think, but I don't think he'll be doing that, but I think, you know, it's just obviously because of being a Red Bull sponsored car. But he's getting closer to Mark Littlejohn. I think he's trying to stop the rot. So I think Mark is on a mission. He wants to try and get this championship sewn up. I think, you know, it seems to be very quick between the pair of them. Darren's still there in 3rd at the moment, with Finley in 4th. Dean Atkinson gets 5th place away from Brian Moncani, with Chris Rigby 7th, the Rooster, and of course 8th with Nick in 9th at the moment, and of course Neil Smell currently in 10th place trying to push on. But hopefully Neil will push back where he needs to be. You know, he's thereabouts, but Mark Littlejohn then kicking up the dirt towards the gooseneck. Oh no, he's out of the gooseneck, I do apologise. He's actually on the verge going up to Pirelli, so he's about to cross the line. Fastest lap at the moment, may get beaten this lap. No, it doesn't. Still goes away with Darren now with 1:37.997. So Darren's still there in 3rd place at the moment. Could be another 2nd place on the cards if he catches up to Jamie Hillman, which I think he is doing at the moment with pretty much precision in that Brewdog machine. This is exactly what's going to happen because the top 2 in the championship are almost top 2 in the race as well. Oh, Darren gets past, but Jamie's fighting back. But just see exactly what's happening. So on to lap 6 out of 9 then, so handful of laps to go. Finley still there in 4th with Dean still 5th with of course Brian in oh, Nick's going rally crossing. But it looks like Chris Rigby then trying to get past the Rooster for 7th place at the moment. Nick was almost in that battle as well. Excuse me. But you got the likes of the Rooster trying to push on, but Chris Rigby 5/10 penalty yet again. I don't know how they're clipping the circuit markers to get these time penalties, but Darren gets onto 2 wheels out of the gooseneck. He's going to try and chase after Mark for that 1st place for the race lead, with of course Jamie still 3rd at the moment. That's actually a good showing from Jamie Hillman this evening, but so far so good for Mark Littlejohn. He could make it 2 from 2. Will he make it 3 from 3 in the 3rd race? It seems he's about to cross the line. Still get there, leads the race. 2 laps to go then, but Darren's nose to tail with him. At the moment it seems to be a very close battle, with Jamie still there in 3rd with Finley in 4th at the moment. Dean Atkinson however still in 5th place with of course Brian Moncani pushing on. for 6th place at the moment. Rooster 7th, Chris in 8th, Nick still in 9th with Neil Smale still in 10th at the moment. Poor old Neil, thought he's going to be on for a good result in race number 2, but obviously, you know, I think he's tried to push on and a few cars were swamping him thereabouts, but looking for the battle for the race lead then between Mark and Darren. Darren's trying to push on as we go to Seaside Hairpin for the 7th time. It seems that Mark's going to try and push on with the likes of Jamie thereabouts, but it could be the top 2, well, the top 3 in the race could be exactly the same as the top 3 in race number 1 if Finley gets past Jamie, but Jamie's not going to let Finley pass with ease, but Darren's forever still trying to get past Mark for that race lead at the moment, but Jamie's still there with Dean Atkinson trying to get up towards Finley's back bumper. Seems the quick fit car versus the Mercedes F1 style livery onto the penultimate lap then. So we've got Brian Mulcahy now in, of course, 6th with Andrew Osler. Trying to get 6th place away from Brian Mulcahy, so the Belgian trying to get past, or trying to, excuse me, defend like mad from Andrew Osler, but he can't. So Andrew Osler up into, of course, 6th place then, so Jamie into 4th then with Finley now up into, of course, up into 3rd, so the top 3 in race 1 are the top 3 in race number 2 at the moment. This is absolutely insane, but if Finley gets that gap, now he's got that gap from Jamie Hillman at the moment it seems, but Jamie's under attack from Dean Atkinson at the moment. Dean Atkinson in that 5th place, trying to get 4th at the moment. He could soon snap up 4th into Seaside, but he's got to try and push on, but the battle for the race lead is still happening. We'll see what's happening further back in a moment, but you know, you can just see Darren trying to catch up towards Mark. He's trying to literally get past the Adrian Flux machine as best as he can, but so difficult because Mark doesn't give up places that easy. Finley's still there in 3rd with Jamie and Dean still 4th and 5th, with the Rooster in, of course, 6th. Brian Mulcahy down into 8th place, then Chris Rigby in, of course, 7th now. Nick still in 9th with Neil Smale in 10th place at the moment, but going on to the final lap then. Final lap of race number 2. Got one more race to go after this, but Mark Littlejohn then could make it 2 from 2. It's very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. Will he make it 3 from 3 though? But Darren is still there in 2nd place. Finley in, of course, 3rd at the moment. Jamie still under attack from, of course, Dean Atkinson going into 4th and 5th, but could be very close between 4th and 5th going into the final lap. But you can just see Jamie holding on for dear life with Dean Atkinson literally, oh, Jamie runs wide, hits the barrier, oh no! He's picked up some substantial amount of damage there. He will not be liking that. He will be dropping back like flies with the likes of the Rooster now overtaking him. I don't know if he knows that Jamie's been a bit wounded. Chris Rigby there in 7th, Brian Mulcahy in, of course, 8th, Nick in 9th with Neil in 10th, of course. But Mark Littlejohn then out of Seaside Hairpin. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, to see exactly how close it's going to get, but Mark's still there with Darren, of course, in 2nd, with Finley Osler in, of course, 3rd at the moment, with Dean Atkinson in 4th, with the likes of the Rooster 5th still. But I'll tell you what, we'll see what's going on in a moment or two, but Mark Littlejohn then making it 2 from 2 so far this evening. He is unstoppable. He is going to be delighted with that. Darren in 2nd, Finley will take 3rd, and another 3rd with Dean Atkinson 4th, the Rooster in 5th, then Jamie still 6th, so he holds on for 6th place at the moment, with, of course, that damage after. Chris Rigby 7th, Nick in 8th. Don't know what happened to Brian Mulcahy though. Is he had issues? Sounds like he's in 4th gear at the moment. think he's had a bit of an issue there with nicking, of course, 8th place then Brian McCartney. Not too sure exactly what's happening. He's slowing right down at the moment. So he takes 9th, then Neil Smell, of course, in 10th place. But I'll tell you what, seems a bit of a thrilling race so far with like some Mark Littlejohn then taking victory then from, of course, the rear of the field. So we'll go through the results and we'll go through exactly what's going to happen for race number 3, the final race of the evening. It seems there was a lot of action going on there. I think Mark's definitely on course to make it his championship. I think we know what's going to happen here, but Mark takes a victory then from Darren. Darren takes 2nd. Finley Osler onto the podium yet again. So the other guys, it is a 15 lap encounter for race number 3, but Finley Osler gets onto the podium again this time. Dean Atkinson 4th, the Rooster 5th, Jamie in 6th, Chris in 7th, Nick in 8th, Brian 9th with Neil Smell in, of course, 10th place with, of course, the fastest lap going to Darren with 1:37.997 on lap number 5. I'll tell you what, guys, what is happening tonight? It is absolutely unreal. I'm going to be back in a moment or two because I'm about to sneeze. I do apologise. I think you caught the sneeze. I do apologise. I tried to mute it as quick as I could, but I'll tell you what, it's an absolute insane amount of racing tonight. What is going on tonight? I don't know what's happened to Brian Moncani, but he says he's going to be out for the last one. I'm not too sure exactly what has happened, whether he's had issues or he's had but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But who knows? But it's going to be very good to see what is going to happen. For the final race of the evening. Excuse me. But hopefully it should be what's going to happen for the time being. But it should be very good to see exactly what's going to happen. Not too sure exactly what's happened to Brian Moncani though. But hopefully it should be a very quick 15 laps. It seems a bit of a topsy-turvy race though. But who knows what third race is going to bring. But just looking exactly, we've got 9 races done, so the grid will be as of this. But it'll be Neil Smell then, followed by Nick on the first row of the grid. Then it'll be Chris Rigby, Jamie, and of course the Rooster. Then Dean Atkinson, Finley, Darren, of course Mark Littlejohn. But who knows exactly what's going to happen? We have got a minute to go until the 15 lap third race. But we'll see exactly what is going to happen. But could be very carefully picked out to see what's going to happen. because who knows, you know. It's been great racing so far. So we'll see exactly what is going to happen for the time being. But we are good to go in a moment or two for race number 3, the final race of the evening. The sun is setting, and I'll tell you what, it's setting to bring a thrilling climax this time next week, because you do not want to miss the action, guys. We are going to be going to Sinquel for the final round this time next week, and I'll tell you what, we will have a champion crowned then, or maybe at the end of tonight, but who knows. We'll see exactly what race 3 for the third and final time here at Dragon Trails Gardens for the penultimate round of the Chell Lawman Subaru WRX Championship. It is going to be epic. Strap yourselves in, guys, because you do not want to miss this. This is going to be absolutely class. I know there's only 9 cars left, but we're going to still make fun with 9 cars to go. The third race is going to be very close. We've got 15 laps ahead of us. They will have to take a mandatory pit stop. They will have to swap tyres. It is revs are building, as are mine. Neil Smill watching for the lights. Let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to get a decent jump? Looks like it, because Nick's bogged down at the start there. So it looks like Chris Rigby and of course Jamie are almost there alongside each other. Going into the double R, it's almost nose to tail, but that's allowed Neil Smell to break away in the race lead. So far, so good. But it's going to be close as you like, because looking at Jamie and of course Chris Rigby, these two could be side by side. This could be very close, with Nick also there, trying to get alongside Dean Atkinson as Chris Rigby gets a bit sideways. So it's all going to be very close. Nick's still in 4th at the moment as we speak. Chris is there, the Rooster still there alongside Mark Littlejohn and of course Finley trying to get there. Darren is also there. Oh, Neil down into 3rd. He's going to try and push on, but it's an all-important pit stop race as Darren tries to go and move into, goes for a move. I mean a move into Seaside Hairpin. He's had to drop back a bit though into 9th place at the moment. Tried to go for the move in towards Seaside, but it didn't work out. Is he going to try and make a move in towards the gooseneck? He's still trying to do that, but he's a bit far behind at the moment, with the likes of Nick up into 3rd, then with Mark Littlejohn race 1 and race 2 winner. Up into 4th already. He's got Nick trying to chase after Nick. Nick gets a bit loose out of Pirelli with Neil Smell with the train of cars. Well, it's not a train of cars, but it's almost with Chris Rigby and of course the Rooster almost there, but the Rooster, he's going for a brave move, but oh, Neil tries to go for a move into double R, but he ends up hitting the barrier. That is not what we wanted to see. So Jamie still leads the race then from Dean Atkinson. Mark Littlejohn still in 3rd with Nick in 4th. The Rooster 5th with Chris and of course Finley 6th and 7th. Darren in 8th and Neil Smell. Severe damage, and I think he's actually given up. I think that is, you know, I think, okay, fair play, but I think he needs to, you know, he could have carried on. Still a long way to go in this race. But Mark Littlejohn then into 2nd, whereas Jamie's dropped down to 8th place then, not too sure. Oh, he's picked up some damage. So, you know, Dean Atkinson leads the race then from, of course, Mark Littlejohn. Nick in 3rd, the Rooster in 4th, Chris Rigby in 5th then, Finley in, of course, 6th, with Darren 7th, Jamie 8th. Still a long way to go in this 15-lap race, as we're on to lap 2 out of 15. Going to go on to lap number 3 very soon. But Dean is there in 1st place at the moment, followed by Mark, and then of course the Rooster and Nick. Nick's gaining quite a bit of an advantage ahead of the Rooster. We'll see exactly how close these two are going to get, but you know, it's getting close as you like as Nick tries to make the move to try and get third place on the Rooster. The Rooster runs a bit wide, so does Nick, but going into double R. Chris in, of course, 5th, Finley in 6th, Darren in, of course, 7th, Jamie in 8th at the moment, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But quite a lot. Oh, Chris Rigby's gone off. There's a few cars hitting the barriers tonight. Oh, that was a bit close. Lucky Chris Rigby was a bit ghosted there, because otherwise if he came back on he would have took out Jamie there. But you know, the battle for 3rd and 4th is going on between Nick and of course the Rooster. Oh, just swapping paint into Seaside. Nice move, nice move, nice move. But Finley and Darren are trying to do exactly the same, but this could be very close to see exactly what's going to happen, because Jamie's trying to catch them up as Chris Rigby's dropped back a bit, but Dean Atkinson still leading the race then from Mark Littlejohn. Because the likes of the Rooster still in 3rd with Nick in, of course, 4th at the moment. It seems that Darren's there in 5th with Finley in 6th then, but you know, it could be very interesting to see what 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th can do, but no one's diving into the pits as of yet. Still a long way to go. Lap number 4 then we go. I think Mark's going to try and get past Dean Atkinson very soon, but Nick's still there. Darren's still in 5th place with of course Finley, but got to be very careful because cars are very quick off the mark, but Dean Atkinson's still leading them. So Darren and Finley still battling. It could be very close because Nick's got a bit of a problem. I don't know if he's got a problem, or I think he's just trying to take his time and be thereabouts, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen because Nick is there. But got to be very careful with the likes of course Darren's still there in, of course, 5th place. It could soon be 4th. Try to get past Nick with ease, which he does. But it's a bit chaotic, but the two guys that are very there, but we can see exactly what's going to happen. With Nick still holding on to 4th place. Yes, he does, because he gets back past Darren. Darren thinks about it. He's got Finley Ostler chasing him down though, but into the gooseneck. Seems that Dean Atkinson though on course to try and push on. Just remember, in this race they will have to make a pit stop, but so far they're staying out as long as they can. On to lap number 5 then. So around 10 laps to go in this race. Could be soon quick as we'll see Andrew Ostler in 3rd at the moment, Darren up into 4th then, Finley up into, of course, 5th then, Nick and Jamie 6th and 7th. For Nick, I think Nick's had a bit of an issue, or he's just playing it safe at the moment because he is a bit feeling under the weather at the moment, but he's pushing on though to try and get past Jamie, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. It could be very close to see exactly as Jamie gets past Nick with ease. The Red Bull machine versus the pink and black machine, the Chell Lawman cancer livery. Excuse me. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. Chris Rigby 8th then, as Darren tries to now defend from Finley Ostler. Finley Ostler into Seaside, thinks about it, but Darren chops the nose off that grey WRX at the moment. But so far it looks like there's a bit of nose to tail between Jamie and of course Nick, but who knows exactly what's going to happen between the pair of them. As Chris Rigby still there in 8th place as well. Mark Littlejohn goes off at the gooseneck, so it could be very interesting to see if he makes a pit stop because he went off. But we'll see exactly what happens this time round. Into Pirelli, is he going to pull to the right hand side and go into pits? No, he doesn't, but they're staying out for another lap then. So the Rooster still 3rd with Darren 4th with Finley in, of course, 5th place at the moment, with Jamie still in 6th, Nick still in 7th, with Chris Rigby the last runner in 8th place then, but still a long way to go in this race then. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, because Mark Littlejohn's still there in 2nd, and the Rooster 3rd, Darren in 4th then, Finley still in 5th place then, runs a bit wide, Jamie and Nick still there 6th and 7th, excuse me, but Chris is still there, and of course 8th, but Dean Atkinson doing a stellar job, 3.2 of a second for Mark Littlejohn at the moment, leading the race. It could be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen, but who knows exactly how things are going to happen. Just try to see what is happening, because Darren is there in 4th at the moment, but Finley's trying to still catch him up. It's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen, because Dean Atkinson on course to try and push the gap even further. Mark Littlejohn's still there. It's going to get close as you like, as Darren is putting the Rooster under pressure, but still yet to make pit stops in these races. But I think these guys are going to stay out for as long as they can. Could be very close to see, with Jamie still there, but Nick is currently still in 7th. Chris Rigby still in 8th at the moment. Onto lap. Oh, Darren and of course the Rooster, they've come together. Oh, that is just, I don't know exactly what happened going into double R, but whether that was just exactly a bit of no idea what, but that's dropped them down to 6th and 7th. But could be very interesting to see what they think post-race, but that's allowed Nick up into 5th then, and of course Jamie up into 4th. I do apologise about that, guys. Just try not to cough down everyone's ear, so you know, it could be very close between the Rooster and of course Darren. I think they've had a bit of issues, but hopefully it's not too serious. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen, because Darren's still there in 6th place. Well, he's now 6th place with the Rooster in 7th, and of course Chris Rigby still pushing on at 8th place. But Dean Atkinson, he's doing a stellar job to try and push on for, of course, the race lead. He's still leading the race from Mark Littlejohn at the moment, with the likes of Finley now 3rd, with Jamie 4th. Nick currently still in 5th, with the likes of Darren and the Rooster in, of course, now in, of course, 4th and 5th, because Jamie and, of course, Nick go into pit lane with the likes of the Rooster still trying to overtake Darren. Bit of paint swap in there between the pair of them. But that's for 4th and 5th, as Nick and of course Jamie and of course Chris Rigby are of course in pit lane. But the likes of Dean Atkinson, Mark Littlejohn, Finley, the Rooster and of course Darren have got to pit. Depends on how many people get thereabouts. It will be very close as you like though, seeing what's going to happen. But you know, it looks like the Rooster and Darren trading paint with each other every lap, onto lap 8 out of 15 though. So we've got a handful of laps still to go. Could be very close to see what's going to happen. But Dean Atkinson currently on a mission to still lead the race, even though he's got to make a pit stop with, of course, Mark Littlejohn still there, with Finley also in 3rd, with Rooster and of course Darren. They've still got to make a pit stop, but I'll tell you what, I don't know exactly what happened. There was a bit of contact between the pair of them, but I don't know whether what the Rooster's trying to do is slowing down to let Darren through. I'm not too sure exactly why. But Dean Atkinson goes into pit lane, so does Mark Littlejohn. Finley also goes there. Could be very close to see exactly what's going to happen, but just going to watch what's going to happen between these two. But you know, there's Dean Atkinson gets a brilliant pit stop, puts him into third. Be on cold tyres though, however. But he'll be there. Mark's still fourth at the moment, with Finley still. And of course, 5th place, Jamie 6th, Nick 7th, Chris would be 8th, but Darren still leads the race then. From of course the Rooster onto lap 9 out of 15, so around 6 laps to go. Could be very brutal to see what these two can do. I think there might be a bit of war of words after a bit of contact out of Double R, but hopefully not. But Darren still leads them from the Rooster. Dean Atkinson will catch these guys up with great ease. He's on cold tyres though, but quite a bit of a gap at the moment. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen, because the Rooster try to push on. He's going to have to chase after Darren, but Dean Atkinson, once the two ahead of him make their pit stops, he may inherit the race lead. We'll soon find out, because Darren's still trying to push on, going through Pirelli, up towards Pirelli, out to the gooseneck. But is Darren going to push on, or is he going to go into pit lane? Looks like he's going to go into pit lane, cuts it a bit fine, with the Rooster also there, so that allows Dean Atkinson to literally get the race lead back onto lap 10 out of 15. So around 5 laps, maybe no 4 laps to go then. So Mark Littlejohn then still second, Finley third. Finley could be on for a trio of third places this evening, with Jamie fourth, with Nick fifth, the Rooster and of course Darren almost out of pit lane together, just about. Chris Rigby in 8th then, so it could be a very interesting end to this race then, with Dean Atkinson still leading the race then. Gets a bit loosey-goosey, but he's been maintaining that gap to Mark Littlejohn at the moment, with of course Finley Osler still in 3rd place at the moment. Jamie's still there, and of course, excuse me, 4th place with Nick still in 5th, Darren in 6th then. The Rooster in 7th, for Chris still in 8th. But I tell you what, Dean Atkinson, if he gets this break and gets away, and he's potentially thinking, well, got to play my cards right going into the final round of the championship at Saint-Croix this time next week. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen with the likes of Mark Littlejohn still 2nd, Finley 3rd at the moment, Jamie 5th, Nick in 5th, and Darren still then 6th. Bit of a gap between him and the Rooster, probably what he wants really. But the Rooster still in 7th then, still going to try and push on into the gooseneck, as Darren gets a bit crossed up. I don't know exactly what's going on, because he's lost a bit of he's now then he's got a bit of issues, because he's now dropped down to 8th. Not what he wanted. He's down into 8th at the moment, but he's going to have to push on. He's got a bit of damage now, but he'll have to do all that all over again onto lap number 11 then. Dean Atkinson still pushes the race lead from Mark Littlejohn in, of course, 2nd. Finley in 3rd. He could soon get a trio of 3rd. He could get a trio of podiums this evening. Probably quite interesting. He did say he was liking this track, but Dean Atkinson with 1:37.4 at the moment. That is a very good lap time. Jamie's still in 4th, Nick in 5th, the Rooster 6th, and Chris Rigby in, of course, 7th. Darren's still there in 8th. I don't know what has happened tonight. He's obviously had a bit of, you know, race 1 and 2 seems to go okay for him, but the final race seems to be a bit of a argy-bargy moment. It seems a bit of a push on, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen with the likes of Dean Atkinson. He's almost literally he's got this race under control. It's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. But you know, who knows exactly what's going to happen, because Mark Littlejohn then still in second, with Finley still third at the moment, on to lap 12 then, so we've got around 3 laps to go. It could be very careful, but Nick's still there in 5th then, with the Rooster 6th, with of course Chris Rigby 7th, Darren's still in 8th. I think Darren's had a bit of an issue. I think he's really had a bit of an issue this evening in the 3rd and final race. Not too sure exactly what has happened, but he's dropped back considerably. He's like 4.7, 4.6 as it goes down. But I'll tell you what, it's very difficult because there's not many battles going on at the moment. So we're praying we get some battles towards the end. But Dean Atkinson into Seaside then. He's doing a very stellar job to try and get a race win this evening, with Mark Littlejohn championship leader. Could even be champion before we even get to St. Croix next week, but we'll soon find. It all depends on obviously issues in the steward's room, but he's still there in 2nd place, going through the gooseneck for the 12th time. Seems to push on with of course Finley Osler doing a very stellar job, is Finley, to maintain the trio of 3rd places this evening. Could soon be 2nd if he catches up to Mark Littlejohn. He's maintaining his tyres quite well at the moment. Jamie's still 4th at the moment. Nick's still in 5th. The Rooster in, of course, 6th. Chris, of course, in 7th. And of course, Darren going out towards Pirelli in, of course, 8th place. But onto lap 13 then. Soon could be a very interesting night for Dean Atkinson if he gets this race win. He's pushing on, currently 3rd in the championship. But as I say, the sun is setting on the final race of the evening. It's almost setting on the end of season as well. But Mark Littlejohn then, championship elect, could be very, very much careful to try and push away from Finley Osler. He kicks up the dirt though, but he's got to be very careful because Finley's catching him. He's around about 1.6, 1.5 of a second between Mark and of course Finley at the moment. Finley literally is on a mission, as Mark actually has a penalty there. He's going to have to get rid of it though. He's in the penalty zone. But he's got to be very careful because that will allow Finley to catch him up now, which it has. But it's almost nose to tail for second and 3rd now, because obviously with Mark having a bit of that penalty, he's going out of gooseneck towards Pirelli. Could be very interesting to see what happens going on to the penultimate lap. But you can see exactly how close it's been. Dean Atkinson, he's miles up ahead onto the penultimate lap. He goes then. It's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. Jamie's still 4th, Nick's still 5th, the Rooster in of course 6th. Chris Rigby's been now caught by Darren, but Darren needs to push on. I don't think Darren's going to get into the top 3 this time round. He's 8th at the moment, but he's got Chris Rigby in his sights. But Finley Osler still getting closer and closer towards Mark Littlejohn. As Mark tries to push on, he could be thereabouts. But Finley's trying to push on to get a better result. He's trying to get better than excuse me, a trio of 3rds. He's got up to Mark as best as he can. Is he going to try and make a move into the Seaside and then make it stick? He won't out a catch up towards of course Dean, but he could be very careful to see what's going to happen. But Finley's getting there. Will he make the move into the gooseneck? Didn't make the move into Seaside, but I'll tell you what, Finley's really impressed me this evening. To get onto the podium 3 times in a row. This time round, he's really enjoyed this track. I think it's one, like you said, it's one where you could get a 137. It was a 137.3, but Dean Atkinson's managed a 137.4 in race trim. But Oh, Mark runs a bit wide out of Pirelli. That's allowed Finley to get onto the back bumper, onto the final lap. See, this is exactly what's happened as Finley tries to get a move onto Mark into double R. Is he going to do it? Oh, he's got to be very careful. But they're almost nose to tail between each other. I'll tell you what, Finley Osler, he's one to be reckoned for. He's going to try and get second place from Mark Littlejohn. Yes, he does. He gets it sticked. Oh, he's got it there, but he's got to be careful. He runs a bit wide there with Mark Littlejohn back on the attack. Dean Atkinson, we've got about this guy. Well, them two were battling, but Dean Atkinson straight away still in the race lead. As Mark Littlejohn gets back past Finley Osler for, of course, second place. Is Finley going to make a move down towards Seaside? He's got here, and then of course the gooseneck to try and get it, and then of course to get the line into Pirelli. He may do it. You never know. It could be thereabouts, but soon to be on course to try and push on. But you know, could be very close. We'll see what Darren's trying to do. But Nick and the Rooster for 5th and 6th are also having a bit of a battle. Chris Rigby holding on for dear life from Darren Baldwin, but you can just see the Rooster trying to get past Nick at the moment. But Finley's had a bit of a moment into the gooseneck, but Dean Atkinson takes a victory. He will be happy with that. He's flashing the lights with delight. Oh, Mark Littlejohn runs wide out of Pirelli. Oh, but Finley Osler is defending like mad to stop Mark Littlejohn getting past him for second place. It's been a great night for Finley to get on the podium 3 times, but Nick is almost under pressure from, of course, the Rooster going across the line. But I'll tell you what, fair play as Darren gets past Chris Rigby for 7th on the last lap. But I'll tell you what, my voice is well and truly gone. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be very crazy to see what's going to happen at St. Croix. But I'll tell you what, Dean Atkinson takes the fastest lap as well as leading the race. He will be delighted with that, no doubt. But I'll tell you what, we will get the race results and then quickly also get the results read out for you guys. But I'll tell you what, that was a great end to a great night of racing on my behalf. But Dean Atkinson then gets the race win from Finley Osler, and I'll tell you what, Mark Littlejohn 3rd, Jamie in 4th, Nick in 5th, the Rooster in, of course, 6th place, Darren in, of course, 7th, Chris Rigby 8th, Neil Smale didn't finish race number 3. Don't know exactly what happened to him. I felt really sorry for him. And of course, Dean Atkinson on to lap number 10 with the fastest lap with 1:37.4. And I'll tell you what, that is going to be absolutely unstoppable. I can't wait to see what's going to happen at St. Croix this time next week when it's the final round of the championship. And I'll tell you what, you do not want to miss that. It is going to be absolute epic. Who knows what it's going to happen. But until then, guys, I've been Hoppers for Elderson Racing. I'm going to go and get a drink. But until then, guys, have a good weekend. It's bank holiday weekend. Have a good one. And I'll see you this time next week where the championship reaches its climax. Who knows what is going to happen. Until then, guys, I've been Hoppers. Take care. Ta-ra.